Namaste, Salam Walaikum, Sastriyakal. Welcome back to another session with your VahChef at whatever.com. Today, I'm going to show you one of the favorite recipes of everybody. Gulab jamun, another version, Kala jamun. Why is it black and why is it many people love to eat this Kala jamun more than Gulab jamun? In fact, the Kala jamun, if it is done perfectly, it is such awesome sweet caramelized flavors in it, and a lot of people prefer to eat it with vanilla ice cream. So today we're going to learn simple Kala jamun. So dear friends, what I'm going to use today is the kova. This is not the sweetened kova, this is a raw kova. So we're going to take kova in a bowl. So whenever you are making this Kala jamun, or even for gulab jamun, you can use the same kova but grate it. See, a lot of people, what they do is they take the kova, they struggle with the hand to knead it. When you knead it too hard, oil will come out and your jamuns will not come out good. So just take a grater and finely grate it thin like this. In this, we're going to add paneer. Yes, simple cottage cheese, but grate that also very fine so that we will be able to knead it easily. In this, for every kg of koya, you are going to use 10 to 20% of all-purpose flour, that is maida. So here I've got 200 grams of kova. That means 20% is almost 40 grams of flour. So 20 to 40 grams of all-purpose flour you can add. Also in this we're going to add some soda. So just sprinkle some soda. In this we're going to add some sugar. Why we add sugar? Because we're going to make Kala jamun. If you are making gulab jamun, you don't need to add sugar. This sugar on slow frying will give that nice caramelized first golden, then it gives a nice black color. So you're going to add a little bit of sugar in this. Also in this, to give it a nice aroma, flavor, we're going to add a little bit of cardamom powder. And in this, we're going to add a little bit of suji. Around 10-20 grams of suji will give a nice texture and also grainy texture, what I love in Kala jamun. Now we're going to mix it gently and we're going to knead it gently. So now we're going to actually knead the dough. So I should have taken a slightly larger bowl. And we're going to knead this dough very delicately, okay? First make sure you mix all these ingredients, slightly crumble them, and now slowly make this into a dough. Okay, now if you think, because by adding all-purpose flour and rava, if you think we need to add a little bit of moisture, you can always add very little. A lot of people usually what they do is they just add milk. It doesn't matter. So I just added a little bit of water so that I'll be able to mix this dough easily. And also, you have to be very delicate with kneading this dough, because you cannot knead it too hard. If you knead it too hard, the fat content that is there in this koya will come out. So just very carefully look at this, how delicately I am kneading this dough. So this way of kneading will ensure that our fat doesn't come out. Okay, like this. Keep kneading till you see all the dough is mixed up nicely and looks evenly colored. Okay, but do not knead it too much. And another thing is, after you knead the dough, if you break this dough like this, it should break easily. It should not stretch. If this dough stretches, that means you kneaded it too much and then your jamuns will be a little bit hard. So be very delicate and knead this dough in such a way that no fat separates from this mixture. Whenever you buy the Kala jamun from the market, you will see a nice coloring inside. There is usually saffron color, or sometimes people add green color, whatever color they want. But today I'm going to show you how to make the filling into the dough so that the inside will be colored. So here inside the stuffing I'm going to take some pistachio that have been soaked in the water and chopped. And also in this I'm going to take some almond flakes. And in this, to give the coloring, I'm going to take some saffron colored water in this. Okay, this will give a very nice color for our Kala jamun, the inside part. Okay, the dough whatever we made for the Kala jamun, take a small portion of it and mix it in this. This is going to be yellow in color, which we are going to stuff in the Kala jamun. Now the mixture is all ready. I've got the dough and I've got the yellow mixture also. So here I'm going to make 6, 7 kala jamun. So the stuffing also, I'm going to divide them into 7 portions so that I can evenly distribute them. So you divide the stuffing the same number of portions that you divide the mixture for making kala jamun. So I'm going to show you how to stuff it now. So here the method of making this into a nice jamun so that outsides they are not cracks. A lot of people when they do it, usually the outsides are not smooth. So what we're going to do, take the dough like this, just press it hard and just give one rough coating. See how tight it is. So just do it like this. That's when your dough will become nice and soft. That's when put this stuffing inside and just seal the edges. So first we are going to make this into round little bit shape. Then now you can convert this into any shape you want. Today I am going to make them into bullets. So see, these are quite big for kala jamun, because when you fry them they become even bigger. So take a tabletop and just easily you can rotate and make them look beautiful. Look at them. Beautiful, isn't it? Now we are going to fry all these kala jamuns. So dear friends, now the kala jamuns are ready to be fried. I have kept this ready, but in the meantime I am going to show you how to make sugar syrup. For this, here I have got sugar, okay, and whenever you are making syrup, do not add too much water. So for making gulab jamun or kala jamun syrup, you want it to be small string consistency. So you just add water to cover the sugar, just like this, and switch on. Just make sure that the sugar gets dissolved. If you are making caramel, you add half the amount of this water. But since we are making a syrup, here I have got good amount of water, and in no time this sugar will be dissolved. If you add lot of water, the amount of time it takes to make the syrup is too much. To make your sugar syrup nice and flavorful, we are going to add some rose water. Now the sugar syrup is getting ready, and the oil should not be too hot. It should be just hot enough so that when you add these jamuns, it should not be vigorously frying. So at a very low temperature, just I'm going to show you how it should be. I'm going to add one of these jamun and just rotate the oil this way so that the jamuns also rotate and will get even coloring. So now I'm going to add one, and you will see that small bubbles are forming, and that is the temperature it should be. So dear friends, look at these jamuns. They are still white in color, but just they will be getting color, and look at the size. They have almost doubled in the size. So that's when your jamuns will be nice and soft inside, and they will absorb the syrup, and you will have the fantastic jamuns ready. So just be very careful. Do not mix it too vigorously that the jamuns will break. Just like this, rotation will give it nice coloring. Now look at them. Now they have attained gulab jamun color, the rose beautiful golden color. But this is not what we are after today. We are after kala, black color. So keep slowly cooking at the low temperature. That's when you will get a perfect color and nice sweetest flavor. So here our syrup is also almost ready. See, a small string, which means it should not become a long string. When it cools down, you should be able to see a small string forming, but it should break. That is what is the consistency. The kala jamuns are almost getting ready. So let's remove this kala jamun into a plate, and we will transfer them onto our syrup. Once they go into the sugar syrup, they will suck in all the syrup, and then it will be yummy, yummy. It takes around 15 minutes of sitting in the syrup that they absorb. Usually after around half an hour, these kala jamuns are perfect to eat. They are nice, light, but perfect. So let's drop these jamuns into this syrup. So now look at these jamuns. Usually around 30 minutes of soaking is good. These are just soaked for 10 minutes, but they are still good. So dear friends, let's go ahead and taste. Wow, yum! Look at this. So if I press it in, and already they are absorbed. See, when it is hot, they are a little bit softer, but they have to get a little bit texture more once they slightly cool down. But you have to see the inside yellow color. Look at this. Now, time to taste and look at these jamuns. Perfect. You know, gulab jamuns are best when they are eaten hot, fresh, like this. You know, dear friends, I hope you enjoyed today's session.